Well, power is one of the key sectors the incoming government is expected to tackle as priority after May the 29th. And for the executive management of Transcom Nigeria PLC, gas production and power transmission lines must receive priority attention. The group of companies which has vested interest in the power sector with a target to generate 25% of Nigerians' energy consumption says the unavailability of gas is a major setback, which has kept Nigerians from reaping the dividends of the privatization of the power sector. The management told shareholders at their annual general meeting in Abuja that the company has a December target of 820 megawatts of electricity, a task they say would only be possible with government's assistance.
This is the 9th annual general meeting of the Transnational Corporation of Nigeria PLC, Transcom, a company that boasts over 300,000 shareholders, some of who are here convened to make resolutions towards the growth of the company. With 120% increase in gross earnings, leaping from 18.8 billion naira to over 41 billion in 2013 alone. The chairman of the company, Tony Elumelu, said the multi-sector growth diversification of the company is geared towards creating wealth for the long-term shareholders who have kept the group of companies going for years.
Ideally, we really should not be paying dividend now. We should be planting the seed that will help us pay significant profit and dividends soon. But we recognize the fact that shareholders here have invested long before our time. They lost money before our time. And so we're trying to do many things at the same time, bring the company back and pay some.
The company has recorded significant achievements over the last 2 years, with dividends declared for a second time in a row since the takeover in 2010. Among their projections for consistent growth is a target of generating 25% of Nigeria's power consumption over the next few years.
We are in thermal electricity production, which is production from gas. Okay, we are diversifying into coal to power. We're already in discussion with some Canadian companies, some also Australians on that. What we require is for the government to also help us in resolving the issues about taking on a moribund, power station. Doji power station is moribund. Nobody is doing nothing. It's all dead. So we want to, change that and revitalize that.
Outstanding projects which the Transcom Nigeria PLC is currently executing are 2 world-class Transcom hotels in Lagos and Port Harcourt, a 5,000 capacity events center and over 200 blocks of flats in Abuja, joint sourcing and production of gas and generation of 820 megawatts of power by December 2015 and other projects in agro-business. Omelogo, Nadi Channels Television News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. Nigeria interbank lending rates rose 3.25 percentage points week on week on Friday to 9.25 points on average. And this is driven by large treasury bills sold at both primary and secondary market by the central bank, which soaked up liquidity from the system. The central bank sold about 250 billion naira in the open market operation bills and 150.6 billion naira worth at an auction on Wednesday. Nigerian interbank lending rates dropped below 10% 3 weeks ago, their lowest this year. And this is owing to liquidity boost from a large cash injection into the banking system from retired bonds, treasury bills and budget allocations to government agencies. The secured open buyback rose to 9% from 6%, and overnight placement rose to 9.5% against 6% last week. Well, trading at the local bourse ended the week in the negative territory as the all-share index dropped 0.04% to close the week at 34,388.12. Our business correspondent, Tempula Shaju, now reports.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. Equities transaction on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended the week on a weak note as the key benchmark index slid 0.04% to end at 34,388.12. The sudden curve this week was seen as a result of profit taking and lack of fundamental drivers in the markets. On the gainers table, CAP topped with 3 naira 69 kobo. Union Bank added 11 kobo to its share price, while FBN Holdings recorded a gain of 8 kobo. Now, declines were recorded on Nascon, which lost by 21 kobo. Vitafoam shed 20 kobo as Unity Bank declined by 13 kobo in its share price. Now, Zenith Bank pulled 4.6 million units of shares ahead of Access Bank and Union Bank on the top trades list. And at the sound of the closing gong, market value came in at 363.4 million naira following transactions of 23.4 million shares exchanged in 5,490 deals. And that ends the Stock Market Report. I'm Temple Ashaju.
Thanks a lot, Temple. Now, a new retail payment solution has been deemed necessary for the economic development and growth of the nation. According to Unified Payment Services Limited, that solution is Pay Attitude. At the launch of the scheme in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, the new product is described as a trailblazer for Nigeria and emerging economies to make life easier. Our correspondent, Olumide Macaulay, reports.
Does this scenario sound familiar? You're about to pay for goods or services. Oops, you forgot your debit card. Or there's no network on the POS. No problem, say United Payment Services Limited at the launch of Pay Attitude, an NFC-based payment solution in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. Management, stakeholders, and invited guests for the unique solution.
The offline function and feature of Pay Attitude is developed to address the challenges of credit risk in a debit market like ours, while at the same time addressing the challenges of poor telecommunications infrastructure. Pay Attitude products are also chip and pin enabled, therefore supporting transactions of any value as opposed to the use of contactless solutions for only low-value transactions.
The high rate of botched transactions at point-of-sale POS terminals informed this Eureka movement for financial services in emerging economies.
We have come up with a solution where once you go to the POS terminal, you are assured that your transaction will be successful. It doesn't matter whether there is communication on the POS terminal or whether your bank is up and running at that time or they are having a system problem, your transaction will always be approved. That is what we have come up with because it works in offline and online mode.
And now for the marriage between your phone and the Pay Attitude tag. Here's a formal demonstration. Get the Pay Attitude tag on the back of your phone. Tap and go, your payment is done.
The transaction is approved.
Nigerian banks joined forces to help make the scheme a reality.
It makes it very easy for transactions to be concluded electronically. It reduces the need for people to carry cash around, which also is one way of reducing corruption in the system, making transactions easy to handle. And I believe that it's a major milestone in the integration of the Nigerian financial system into the global financial system.
While touch and go means an outcome is possible but uncertain, Tap and Go for Pay Attitude has a very certain outcome. Success. Every single time. Olumide Macaulay, Channels Television News.
Fidelity Bank has declared a 10% dividend for its shareholders at its 27th annual general meeting in Lagos. The chairman stated that the bank was able to achieve this as a result of the commitment and determination of the company to treat its customers first. Our correspondent, Victoria Idowu, reports.
That's the kickoff of Fidelity Bank's 27th annual general meeting of shareholders and board members. To the business of the day, the auditors present their report to the meeting.
The financial position of Fidelity Bank PLC at 31 December 2014 and the financial performance and cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, the provision of Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAP C20 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, the Banks and Other Institution Act, Pt.3 laws of the Federation of Nigeria.
Despite the challenges of the 2014 financial year, Fidelity Bank's earnings appreciated 4.3% with a profit after tax of 13.796 billion naira.
We have a profit of over 15 billion, profit before tax of over 15 billion, compared with 7 billion the previous year. The dividend is 18 kobo per share this year, 14 kobo per share last year. Due to the hard work of our staff and the good policies that came out from the board and management, and of course, we deployed our resources well, and our customers are happy with us.
Well, the result is did not come about as an accident. When we started last year, January 1, 2014, when I became CEO, we set out to take the bank to a higher level. We promised we were going to deliver better profit numbers.
Speaking for shareholders, Elijah Mukhtar says 18% dividend is very commendable.
Once a bank or a company gives dividend, people see that bank to be very good, and it increases to our earnings and it increases to our well-being. Therefore, the dividend of 18 kobo is welcomed and is very, very commendable.
Based on banking regulators Basel II computation, Fidelity Bank currently has a liquidity ratio of 38%.
It also helps us to some votes.
Victoria Ido, reporting for Channels Television News.
Access Bank PLC has declared a total profit of 42,976,212,000 naira for the year ended 31st December 2014. This was made known at its annual general meeting. The figure represents 18.4% increase over the profit declared in the previous year. Shareholders of the bank expressed satisfaction with the bank's performance over the years.
Directors, other executive members and shareholders of Access Bank all gather for stock taking at its 26th annual general meeting. After much considerations, shareholders conclude that the bank is doing well.
Access Bank has been a darling toast to Nigerian shareholders. The performance for the year 2014 has been superlative, and the loan performance is excellent. And shareholders are generally happy with them. They have come to the market to raise more money. We have given them more money to be able to perform better.
I'm happy and very pleased with the leadership of the bank. I believe they are doing well. They are very diligent. They are very shareholder friendly. They are very approachable.
With a mark of approval, the executives are now set for the future, and that means not resting on their oars.
The future basically is something that we're already pursuing. We will be the most respected African bank. Going into the future, we're going to deepen our retail strategy, as you started seeing. 2015 is going to be a much stronger year than 2014, and of course that means a lot more for our shareholders. So the strategy, 5-year corporate strategy of the bank, is one that we've shared several times. All right, and this is the second year in the third corporate strategic plan which we're running. So we're right on track.
Votes are cast to appoint new directors and auditors. With 370 branches across the world, Access Bank is working to become the world's most respected African bank.
And that'll be all on Business News tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
Well, still ahead on the news, Nigeria's Super Falcons advanced to the third round of the 2016 Rio Olympics qualifier as Mali pulls out of Saturday's second round game. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.